guys, so Catherine Cook, and I wanted to pop on here and talk about Kegling and Kegel exercisers and why they're so important and why you should be talking about them at your parties. So everybody has a PC muscle, that's short for pubococcygeus muscle. It's kind of shaped like a hammock and it extends from the front of your pelvis and it goes back to your tailbone. That muscle, so important. That muscle actually controls a few things. It controls your vaginal elasticity, so like how tight your vagina feels and how much sensation you get during intercourse or toy use. It also determines how intense your orgasms are, right? And it controls your bladder function. Now here's the thing, you may be like, I feel tight enough, I got plenty of sensation, and you might also think, my orgasms are great, I'm good. But I can guarantee you this, nobody likes to sneeze and wet their pants, okay? And that PC muscle is super, super important, and it's something that has to be exercised. And most people have heard of Kegel exercises, but they don't realize that everyone should be doing them every day. Like, it's not just women who are having babies or women who are already having bladder issues. Like, it's everyone. Everyone should be having them, or should be doing them. So, your PC muscle, by the way, can be as thin as your pinky or as thick as 3 fingers. You want it as thick as 3 fingers. So exercising your PC muscle every day is so, so important. So you'll hear people talk about Kegel exercises all the time, and you should just get in the habit of doing them, right? So they say that women should do 3 sets of 20 Kegels every single day. Now here's the thing, I've heard that you can do them like in your car, like just to get yourself in the habit, like when you're at a stop sign or a stoplight, Kegel. I've heard ladies do them at their desk at work, or other ladies do them in the shower. You know, it doesn't matter when you do them, as long as you're doing them. Now I will tell you this though, if you're doing them in your car, and the person next to you knows that you're Kegling, you're doing it wrong, okay? So there should be no grunting, no crazy facial expressions, and you should not be clenching your buttocks. If you're clenching your buttocks, that's a great workout for your hiney, but that is not the muscle contracture you're looking for to exercise your PC muscle. So you're looking for a pelvic floor contraction, and to verify that you're working the correct muscle group, the next time you're using the restroom, what you can do is stop the flow of urine. That muscle contracture that you do to make that happen, that's what you're looking to do 3 sets of 20 times every single day. And Kegling is just, it's so important, so important. 1 out of 4 women will have some type of incontinence disorder. It's a sad fact, like we're having bigger babies nowadays, we're living to older ages, all of that, right? Like 1 out of 4 women struggle with this. So if it's not you, think about your 3 best friends. I can almost guarantee you that one of them has struggled with it. So Kegling is so important, and the younger and more religiously you start Kegling, the better. Okay, so like, I think we should start teaching kids from a super young age to Kegel, and then it's just second nature. They just do it all the time, right? It's like brushing your teeth. So that's Kegling, right? Like, it's just super important. It's something you should do. Now, of course, if you are having babies too, also super helpful for that. Now, there are different Kegel exercisers, because just like any muscle on your body, right? Like, you can work it out, but if you add a weight to your workout routine, that actually makes it way more effective. So we offer a couple of different Kegel exercisers, and I dropped it on the floor, so 1 second. So we have the Benoit Balls, which you'll see in the catalog, and those are not generally something that I present at a party, because they're fine. They've been around for like, I don't know, 1,000 years or something like that, right? However, they're actually not really designed for like new Kegel users, whatever. It's Monday. So they're actually designed for like really advanced users, because they're small and heavy. If you've never seen them, they're like about this big. And holding something that size inside your vagina, a little bit tougher than holding something a little bit larger. So that is where our exerciser comes in. So this is one that I happen to have in my office, so sorry that it's not unwrapped. But this is our exerciser, and this a lot of times gets a lot of big eyes, right? People are like, where is that going? Like, it's so big. Trust me, it'll fit, all right? Lubrication is one of those things that's super important with this because our body's natural lubrication is not always great with toys, right? So a lot of times we need to add something. So with this, what it's designed to do is you actually would insert this into the vagina. It goes right there at that vaginal opening. And that first third of your vagina is actually where your tactile nerve endings are, meaning that's where you can feel pleasure or pain. Above that, aside from the G-spot, you really just feel pressure. So the thing is, you kind of get this into place, and you can push it up a little bit if it's not quite comfortable right at the vaginal opening, whatever's comfortable for you. And the thing is, what happens, because of the size of this, your body basically flexes around it for you. You're not necessarily having to like flex to hold it in. So it's doing the work for you. And you probably can't hear it, but there are little weights in there. And what happens is when you insert this into the vaginal opening and you walk around, that little weight bounces around. And it's kind of triggering your muscles to get them to fire. And that is the key, guys, like to be mobile when you have something like this in. Like, you don't want to put it in and just like lay down. I mean, that's fine, right? But it's boring. Why would you? So what you want to do with something like this is it's something that you definitely want to be using pretty regularly, a few times a week. And a lot of times people are like, am I supposed to wear that all day? Like, do I wear that to work, to the grocery store? No. Just to make sure you're finding time to use it religiously. And it doesn't have to be like for an hour at a time, right? It can be like 20 minutes. Just make sure you're up and moving and being effective. So a lot of ladies, they'll do it like right after they get out of the shower or the tub, like because your body's already naturally more relaxed. And they'll like put this in and like dance around or whatever while they're doing their hair and the makeup, eating breakfast, whatever. There are other ladies, they will actually put these in before they go to the gym, right? They're like, hey, why not just work out all my muscles at one time? Woo! So you can do that as well. And then, you know what? The best way probably to use it that might make housework way more fun, yeah, insert it during chores, right? Going up and down the stairs, that might be your favorite. Or vacuuming, right? You're probably gonna have like the cleanest floor around. Everybody's gonna be like, why are you vacuuming again? Like, what's happening, right? Like, woo, your little secret. You're exercising, right? It's not fun, it's exercise. So those are a couple ways you can use it. Now, this one is pretty unique in the fact that it has actually two different weights in our balls, right? Because we don't always just use like a 2-pound weight, right? Sometimes we need a 5-pound weight or a 10-pound weight. So with this one, we do have some options. Now, it does actually totally pop out of the sleeve. So if you want to use one or both balls on their own without the sling, you totally can. Like, let's be honest, a lot of women have a fear that things are going to get lost inside the vagina, right? Well, it doesn't work like that because the vagina is a two-way street. What goes in comes out, right? However, this does make for a little bit easier retrieval. You don't have to like squat and cough. So a little easier retrieval for this. And like I said, you can switch out the different weights. So after you've been Kegling pretty consistently for a while at one weight, you can just pop that one out and then switch it up to the next weight. So basically you're just upgrading. So that's kind of the way that these work. And like I said, you can use them with or without the sling. And by the way, guys, these are what I would consider a toy. Like, you want to care for these just like you would a toy. So that means you need lubrication, like add lubricant. That makes it more comfortable, and they should be cleaned with our toy cleanser as well. Okay, these are going into one of the most important places in our body, and one of the most finicky, probably. So we want to make sure that we're taking the same care of these as we would anything else. So using the toy cleanser on these, super important. And that is something that happens quite a lot with clients, especially. They won't think about using lubricant or toy cleanser on these because it's not a toy. So that's your job, to make sure they know that they need lubricant and cleanser for these. Also, by the way, women aren't the only ones who Kegel. Men also Kegel, and actually they really should, because a lot of older men especially really suffer with incontinence disorders as well. Not to mention they probably want to have more intense orgasms too. So, you know, you're like, okay, how does a guy Kegel? Well, if you've ever had like a guy make his penis dance for you, like twitch it around, they're Kegling. That's what that is. Theirs is just a little more exciting than ours because you can see it. So there you go. All people, all the time, every day should be Kegling, and adding a weight just makes it fun and more effective. So that is why you should Kegel and the Exercise-Her. Have a great day, guys.